Let's see. I'm not sure when my voice can be heard, but hello everybody. I might say this twice. And let's see. And here we go, streaming and my voice can be heard, but okay. Well, hello everybody. Hi, this is Danny Dechi. Welcome to Doctors, Teachers, and Rock and Roll. Another episode of our monthly episode of Doctors, Teachers, and Rock and Roll. Excuse me while I'll do the things here with the technical stuff, getting it ready. And please excuse me, I'm not very. Sometimes I mess up with the Zoom controls, so please forgive me if the power grid in your community goes out of service. And all right, I think we got that part going. And yeah, all right. Oh, got it there. Hi everybody. So yeah, I'm Danny Dechi. Welcome to another monthly funny comedy show with comedians from all over the country. Yeah, woo, yeah, woo. Yeah, hands up high. Woo. All right. Oh, Robert's here too. Okay, letting people in. And welcome. This is the pre-Halloween show. Yeah, don't forget celebrate Halloween. It's on Monday. Yeah. Oh, let's see any noise back there. Make sure you don't any noisy stuff back there. Keep that off. Okay. Alrighty. And let's see what else I was going to say. So, oh, by the way, this the Doctors, Teachers, and Rock and Roll is sponsored by Salesforce. Salesforce has the tallest building west of the Mississippi, right here in San Francisco, and they have the biggest convention of the year every year here in San Francisco. But nobody knows what they do. Salesforce. Here we go. So, and anyway, also, oh yeah, also sponsored by Happy Shrimp. Happy Shrimp. Unlike those other guys, Happy Shrimp never have bullet holes. Our shrimp die naturally. We strangle them. Happy Shrimp, the shrimp with a smile. Cool. Alrighty, everybody. So I'll begin my set. I'm Danny, that's your host, and we got a great group of comedians again, like we do every Monday, and well, again from all over the country. And let's see a little bit about myself. Well, let's see. I don't know how old I am because my parents lost my birth certificate when they put me in the basket in the river. But I do remember the name of the river. It was Niagara Falls. Yeah, and it was actually rescued by pelicans before I went over the edge, and I was raised by pelicans. So, all right. So, anyway, so whenever I go to Starbucks, I always order 8 cups of coffee because I like hearing my name. Yes, and if you go to Starbucks now, some of the Starbucks actually have voting booths. Don't forget to vote. Yeah, so yeah, very important. Some of the Starbucks have voting booths, and if you buy a cup of coffee, they will let you vote twice. Don't forget that. Yeah. Oh, speaking of coffee, a friend of mine was bragging to me that he has his own French, he has a French coffee maker. I said, oh yeah, big deal. I used to have a French coffee maker myself, but I had to get rid of mine because she was nagging me all the time. Oh, you just want me for my coffee. Never take me shopping. Yeah, so yeah, that was a bit too much. Oh, also I had a neighbor, my neighbor started wearing orange all the time. I thought, hey, okay. So I asked her one time, are you like a big Giants fan? San Francisco Giants fan? And she said, no, I just want to let people know that I'm decaffeinated. So yeah, she was cooler after that. Yeah. Speaking of, one of my favorite restaurants in my neighborhood is called Mama's Diner, and they always brag it's just like Mother used to make. The only problem is every few minutes the cook would come over to your table and complain about your father. Yeah. So I went to places. So I went to the Olive Garden. And when you go to the Olive Garden, the first thing, as soon as you walk in the door, they say, "Hey, we treat you like family." And I said, "Please don't do that. Don't do that." Yeah. And they give you these pagers to let you know your table's ready. The flashing, vibrating pagers let you know your table's ready. Yeah, I found out it's not cool to pretend that you're being electrocuted when it goes on. Yeah, so I ended up having to go home. Yeah, so, oh, by the way, how can you tell someone's a vegan? Well, whenever they open their mouth, you can hear their stomach crying. Yeah, and yeah, just in time for Halloween. Did you see there's a new movie coming out, a new superhero movie? It's about this green librarian. It's going to be called Hulk.
Yeah.
Hulk. Yep. Cool. Okay. Also, hey, how about since it's Halloween? So, hey, what do vegan zombies say? Grains. It's the brains. Yeah, and oh, did you hear about the ghost who committed suicide? They donated his body to seance. Yeah. Let's see, more Halloween stuff. Oh, so oh, I entered this church raffle and I won a free exorcism. Woo! Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Although my neck still hurts for some reason. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, oh, also I went to this silent auction, but when I got there, all they had was mimes. I tried to take one home, but I couldn't get them out of the box. Cool. Let's see. Oh, the other thing I was mentioning. Oh, right. Well, anyway, yeah, I actually tried out for the for America's Got Talent, but I didn't do comedy. I wanted to do my magic trick, my famous magic trick. So we had some running water in a bucket with a running water and a bar of soap, and I said, "And now I will make this bar of soap disappear." It's going to take a while. I said, "Get off the stage." So, yeah, that didn't work out too well. So, hey, you know, everybody knows that SpongeBob SquarePants lives in a pineapple under the sea. So one day while he was away from his home, I carved out the entrance into his door, and now SpongeBob can't get into his home anymore because SquarePants does not fit into a round hole.
Yeah.
All right, and one last thing before, yeah, it's it's the holidays, so which reminds me of the time when I was 10 years old, and my parents were tucking me into bed, and it was on a Christmas Eve, and my parents said to me, "Danny, my son, remember when you were 8 years old? We told you there's no such thing as an Easter bunny." And they said, yeah. I was, well, my son, we know that tonight's Christmas Eve, but now that you're 10 years old, your mother and I think you're old enough now that you should know that there is no God. And we're Jewish, so here's our plastic dreidel. Happy Hanukkah and sweet dreams. And so sweet dreams for that. Okay, cool. Okay, let me finish off with a song before I go. Okay, here we go. Number 2 pencil. Hey, thank you. I'm Danny Dechi. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Yes. All right then. We go to our first comedian of today, all the way from Chicago. Very happy to have you here today or tonight, depending where the time zone. Let's give it up to Patty Vaccarella. Woo! Give it to Patty.
Thank you, Danny. My husband bought me this shirt recently. It says "Boo." And I said to him, like, "Oh, that's so sweet. Am I your sweetie? Am I your boo?" He's like, "No, you scare the crap out of me."
Oh, no.
So obviously I'm not single, but if I were dating at my age, which I'm going to be 60 next year, look, nobody's more surprised than me.
Woo.
If I were dating, I would definitely avoid the guys that are taking Viagra. Why? Because I'm just not up to a 4-hour erection these days. I'm not. And I would happily give this guy a $50 bill if he wanted, and he can go take care of that however way he sees fit. You know, I wouldn't care if he used it for his copay. He could do that. Or if he wanted to take it and find somebody that could help him out with that and pay him. I don't care. But I don't want to have 4-hour relations with anybody. I mean, that's just too much. I mean, I have a hip replacement. I am not going to go into the emergency room and have to explain that I was just with some guy who's on Viagra and we just had 4 hours of hot, passionate sex and my hip popped out of joint. I'm not having that conversation. No way. That is not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I read recently that in order to find your perfect lip color, that you match the lipstick color to your nipple, and you'll never go wrong. Well, obviously I didn't do that today, because if my nips were this color, I would have a whole lot of other problems. So when I heard about the lipstick things, I went to Sephora and I started to try to find my perfect lip color. And I got thrown out. Yes, I did. But I did find a really good lip color. And some of you are thinking, wow, yeah, that really makes sense. That makes sense. And then there's those of you who just can't get past the word nipple. 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 So my grandmother always told me that the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Well, I've worked in healthcare for over 40 years, and I know that's not true. The way to a man's heart is you got to crack the sternum and you go in through the ribs. That's how it's done. I mean, you're welcome. I am channeling my inner Ursula the Sea Witch here. That's my Halloween makeup. So that's for you guys in Zoom land. You're welcome. I was out recently with some friends, and we were out having drinks, and a bunch of my friends decided to leave, and I was sitting there with this guy that I didn't know that well. I just ordered a beer, so I'm having my beer, and I'm talking with this guy, and it occurs to me this guy's a big tool. He's a big jerk. And I tell him, I said, you're a big fat jerk. And he looks at me and he's like, honey, sweetie, dollface, you got it all wrong. I'm not a jerk. No, I'm a natural born alpha male. And I looked at him like, of course you are. It's perfectly clear now. You see, I too understand dog psychology. So in order for me to relate to you, I need to approach you from my place in the pack to your place in the pack. And that way we're not going to have any more of these misunderstandings. How does that sound to you? He's like, yeah, it's about time I get treated the way I deserve. And I said, exactly. So I grabbed him by the throat, got him to roll over and show me his belly. And then I peed on him. And then I had him neutered, brought up to date on his vaccines, and I rehomed him. Because I am a kind and compassionate alpha female. People are always talking about how they want a stable relationship. Everyone wants a stable relationship. But then there's those folks, they don't want to quit horsing around. Stop horsing around. You guys have been great. Thank you so much. Have a good show.
Thank you. Payback Arella. Thank you. And don't horse around. Let's see. Replace. Oh, here we are. There I am. So yeah, thank you. Alrighty, your next funny person. I have the. Let's see. Sorry, I'm out here just clicking around there. Oh yes, your next funny person from Washington State. Let's give it up for Janice Fox. Janice Fox, everybody.
Hi. Hello. Hi. Well, I'm excited to be here at the age of 69 again. And I decided I'm not getting a day older till I hit 96. It has nothing to do with my ego. I'm dyslexic. Now, about 3 years ago, I came up with this brilliant idea of trying stand-up comedy, to add to my retirement fund. So far, I'm down $600 for the comedy classes. Mm-hmm. Now, my husband and I, we really discussed this. We're 65, we're retired, we're going to tour around the United States. What better way to make a couple extra bucks by doing stand-up? We knew either way we were going to end up sleeping in a Walmart parking lot. Now, looking at me, it's hard to believe I do get my exercise every day. We drive up to the store. I jump out of my car. I run up as fast as I can. I get one of those little scooters and chase my husband around the parking lot. Now, the manager of the store came up to me last week and said, you can't be chasing that old man around here. And I said, yes, I can. He's my husband. He's got my credit cards. Now you can't see it now, but my legs are pretty darn white. And the reason for that is I stopped wearing pantyhose. It was taking my husband and I about an hour and a half to get them up. And you know, being 100% white isn't what it's all chalked up to be. Every single time I walk down to a pool and I'm sitting there, all the little beach bunnies start fighting over who gets to sit next to me. They found they get a better looking tan off the reflection of my skin than they do the sun. Now, sometimes it can get really scary. The other night, 2 vampire bats broke into my bedroom. Each one grabbed a leg, held it out like a glow stick, looking for other old bats with sensory problems. Now, I am a mom, an MOM, a mother of millennials, and I had 3 sons over the course of 16 years that I named, oops, Most Wanted and Not Again. Now, Most Wanted, he loves teasing his brothers about being the only plan boy in the family. If only that little bugger knew out of the 3 to be the first one I'd throw back. Now, my daughter, I adopted at 16 months, all gain, no pain, until her teenage years. Yeah. Now, my youngest son came over and I told him, I said, you know, we're downsizing. You need to grab these childhood trophies and take them home. He said, Mother, those are participation trophies. You bought them, you earned them, you keep them. Now, I can remember the exact day my youngest son got too old to bathe with me anymore. We stepped into a shower stall. He looks up and he says, oh, Mommy, you have a beard just like Daddy's. Now, getting older is petrifying. And that's why so many of the elderly wear so much yellow. It's actually a caution sign. Mine reads, unstabilized compressed gases.
Wow.
Now, the other day, had a couple of friends that came up to me and said, oh, looks like you lost a couple pounds. I said, no, I got a better fitting bra. Now, my husband doesn't have to get into this position to see the nipples on my titties. But, you know, something that really annoys me is the fact that these younger people come up to a woman my age and they ask me, is that your natural hair color? Yes, it is. And I keep it that way every 6 weeks. Yeah. Now at the airport last week, I was down in San Francisco. This young mother comes up with this screaming child in a stroller. And I'm a bit annoyed. And I turn around and look and she's pulling something out of the diaper bag. And I think, oh boy, she'll get a bottle or a pacifier. No, she puts in iPhones and pulls out her earbuds and pulls out her iPhone. And I looked at her and I tapped her and I said, you know what we call mothers like you? And it starts with a capital B. She looks at me and I said, brilliant. And that's my time. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Janice. Hey, for Janice. Hey. Up close and personal. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Janice. All right, your next funny person, all the way from the East Coast, is it New York? Yeah, I think New York. Let's get for Michael Friedman. Michael Friedman.
Yay! Hey, how's everybody? So Danny, what Danny brought up, vegetarians, and the one thing that I don't really understand, if 2 vegetarians are having an argument, is it still a beef? Wow. So I actually repair X-ray machines, and one time I accidentally left one of those wrenches on the X-ray table. I felt really bad for that guy. They rushed into surgery. Oh. Another time, this guy comes in, he's complaining about abdominal pains. So they X-rayed him and they noticed he had a Coke bottle enlarged in his rectum. So the doctor goes to consult the wife, and the wife starts wigging out. What do you mean? We only drink Pepsi. You know, being in the X-ray business, I know about anatomy. You know, the human hand here, it's made up of 27 small bones. But when I'm bored and lonely, mine seems to have 28. Wow. So it's Halloween, and every year my wife leaves out this bowl of candy for kids to take on the honor system. And a few years ago, she's looking out the window, and she notices some fat kid sitting on the stoop eating all the candy. I was grounded for a month. Yeah, I'm a pretty big guy. Every year I'm gonna lose weight some other way, and this past year I figured I'll do this Nutrisystem diet. So I order a month's supply, and these 2 boxes show up at my front door. In 2 hours, I ate all the contents, and I was still hungry. Yeah, so TSA really has to work on their screening, because I was online with my wife, and in the carry-on, I just realized that I'd left this pocket knife from the Civil War that was passed down from generation to generation. I'm like, oh man, I know they're gonna freaking take it. I know it. And sure enough, we get through TSA, and they pull us aside, say they have to go through our bag. And all of a sudden, the agent pulls out my wife's shampoo and goes, "This can't go on the plane." Now she starts flipping out. She's like, "What do you mean that can't go on the plane? You let him on with his knife?" I'm like, shut up. Now the TSA guy's pulling me aside, and he's like, "Huh, I could see why you're not taking that knife. I see why you're taking that knife." Yeah, so I'm married 25 years, and I have a little nickname for my wife. It's Tamara. Everything this woman's doing tomorrow. I just wish I told her she would have said Tamara. 25 years we're married, and the only thing she's blown was the engine in my car. You know, she was finally gonna get a job. She got an interview for one of these seasonal positions at Costco. Too bad she wanted holidays off. You know, I thought she was coming around for my birthday. She goes like, "Mike, I'm gonna make you whatever you want." So I thought surf and turf will be nice.
Yeah.
So she runs in the kitchen. She makes me a tuna and a bologna sandwich. What else can I tell you? So she's a big chatterbox too. The other night she goes to me, "Mike, I just got a call from our daughter's teacher, and she's gonna flunk math unless we get her a tutor." And that's while she was sleeping. Let's see here. You familiar with Wagyu beef? $200 a pound. I brought some home for Labor Day, and she cooks it, and she burnt it. It tastes just like shoe leather. I'm like, "What the heck do you do here?"
Yeah.
She's like, "I was in a rush." I was like, "If you were in a rush, it would have been cooked to perfection." I went, "Happy birthday. Here's a pair of Japanese shoes." Let's see. I'll leave you with this. Being married to her takes a certain type of blood. Be positive. Bad, I'm O negative. Thank you. That's my time.
Yay, Michael Friedman. Woo, give her Michael Friedman. And sorry, ladies, he's taken. Yep. So, all right. Thanks, Michael. All right, your next funny person, all the way from Arizona, a bit closer to Arizona, to San Francisco, where I'm at. But yeah, so it's, I think same time zone, or maybe I think you're 15 minutes ahead or something like that. Yes. So let's, yeah, she performs all over. Also, let's give it for Lynette Charity. Come on. Yay!
Hey, everybody. Nice to see some familiar faces. Haven't been on this for a while. So I'm Dr. Lynette Charity. And since we're talking about ages and everything, I'm 70 and I am a comic and an anesthesiologist. Yeah. So as a doctor, I prefer not to kill. Now, as a comic, I prefer for you not to fall asleep, okay? Don't fall asleep. So becoming an anesthesiologist was hard, you know, to whip me into shape. What can I say? 4 years of college, 4 years of medical school, 4 years of residency. My version of 12 years a slave. So anesthesiologist is Latin for gets to work in pajamas. Yay! And you know what? Being an anesthesiologist, it's fantastic. It really is fantastic. You know, I love my patients. When they're asleep, thank you very much, because awake patients are annoying, yeah. Doc, does this mole look cancerous? Do I look like a dermatologist? Doc, why so much anal leakage? I'm not a gastroenterologist either. I'm your anesthesiologist. And to prove it, here's a syringe full of shut the fuck up and go to sleep. Yeah, because, you know, and let me just, I just need to tell you a little bit more since I'm ranting about patients. So I had this guy, he comes in, he goes, Doc, I'm afraid of needles. They hurt. And I go, what? You have both nipples pierced, you have your tongue pierced, and you have a ring through your penis. Give me a break. Suck it up, buttercup. So I start his IV and he faints. Oh my goodness. And then I had a guy, let's see, he had tats, but he had tats like he had tats of the Lord of the Rings, the whole trilogy on one arm. And then he had all these Disney characters on the other arm. Now, you know, I couldn't see a vein anywhere, but fortunately, I read vein braille. So I'm looking, I'm feeling and everything. I thought I felt one, Frodo's foot. Nope, wasn't there. Then I thought I felt one, Golem's eye. No, there. But fortunately, I found one on the other arm and I put an IV up Goofy's ass. Yuck. And it was precious, very precious. Yeah. So other patients I don't like. Engineers. I hope none of you are engineers. I don't. They're so anal. They're so OCD. And you notice I'm harping on guys. Sorry about that, but most of these patients are guys. So this guy comes in, engineer, and he comes in with this list of demands. I want my IV in my left hand. I want pillows in the shape of a T behind my neck. And I want a vanilla Coke Zero at the end of the surgery. Oh, really? Okay. But sir, it's your wife that's having surgery. Get out of here. Oh, golly. And so I do a lot of different anesthetics. I do something called a regional anesthetic, and that's when someone only needs to have an operation on an extremity. So this guy was having an operation on his wrist, and so I blocked his arm. So his arm was anesthetized, but his mouth wasn't. So he's lying there, and the surgeon goes, Dr. Charity, is the patient ready? And before I could say anything, he goes, hey, doc, it's me. I'm over here on the other side. I can't feel my arm. I can't move my arm. You know, can I see my arm? You know, I was thinking, what in the world am I going to drink when I'm done with all of this? You know, I want to, what's happening? What's happening? It was time for a syringe full of shut the fuck up and go to sleep. I'm Dr. Charity. Thank you very much. back to Danny.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Charity. Yeah, she'll put you to sleep in a good way. In a good way. That makes sense. It's a good thing. Yeah. So, thank you, Dr. Charity. Yeah. Alrighty then, your next funny person, Georgia Metz, who's an RN, registered nurse, who believes that laughter is the best medicine. No copay required, but there's always a 2-item minimum. And 2 recommend. All right, and let's see. And so let's hear for Georgia Metz. Yay! Woo.
Hello, nice to be here. Just got home from work as usual on a Wednesday, except this time I quit. I quit my job so I can rush home. I don't have to rush home anymore for the show. So I'm going to talk about things I use at work that I took home. Uh-oh, I hope nobody watches me now from work. So I know, it's like I didn't get it from that job. I got it from the other job.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have your brand on it, so leave me alone. See, so Dr. Charity knows what this is. This is a foot cover. You have to put this on to go into the operating room. But I have these provided for my guests when they come to the house because I hate the housekeep. So when they come in, I say, you know what, wipe off your shoes, but then cover them up with this because my house is filthy. And you know what? They're happy. They love them. They take them home. They have a souvenir from me. Good. I'm happy to help you. Yeah, works for me. I love to do that stuff from there. I don't know how this got here. This is a lollipop, right? This made me think of when you are a child, you go to the doctor, you go to a pediatrician. After your visit, you get a lollipop. Oh, really? My father didn't even give me a lollipop, but I had to go to the doctor to get a lollipop. What do you get as an adult when you go to the doctor? You don't get a lollipop. What do you get? A copay. So I started laughing and I said, you know, it's pretty interesting that you have to bribe kids, give them a lollipop to behave in the doctor's office. I think it's about parenting skills. But this particular lollipop has the name of a bank on it. So you say, Georgia, you're at the bank a lot. What are you doing? Are you laundering money? No, I'm waiting for the next flavor to come out. I love these. They help me a lot. But I'll tell you one thing about Chase. I don't know about you, but I don't know what other bank does this, but when I go in there and they're giving me money, they always say, you want an envelope? Yeah, give me that big white envelope that says Chase on it. So when I have it sticking out of my jacket, the perpetrator who's waiting for me in the parking lot knows exactly where to get the money. Grab it and run. And then I'll be chasing him to get my money. So now I'll fold it. I'll put it in my pocket and thanks anyway. Hell, who thought of that? I swear to God. I found this. This is a stress ball. If you get this from your job, oh, I'm sorry. Let me cover it up. If you get this from your job, they're miserable. You're anxious, you're overworked. I'm at work. I work in intensive care unit. Well, that was a few years ago. 3 patients, 2 of them on a respirator. The third one is a bariatric surgery. Post-op, day 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Guess what you have to do for that? I see you're nodding your head. Those bariatric patients are more consuming of my time than the 2 vented patients because I could just go up with their meds and then I have to answer the bell. So I'm all stressed out. I'm going to quit. We're going to have to call hostage negotiations people in a minute. Georgia, take this red ball, and when you're upset, you squeeze it. All right, this is great. You know what? I don't have a chemical substance abuse anymore. I don't drink all the time, and I'm squeezing the hell out of this. I'm like, this is bullshit. Now I can go boxing. You know how tough my hand is now? I got some serious biceps, triceps, but this is how cheap the place is. You know what? Thanks for nothing. Now, dollar store item. I don't spend a lot of money, but you know, it serves a purpose. You know what this is for? This is for the neuro patient. In the neuro, doesn't have to be neuro ICU, it's wherever you are, well, you have a neuro patient, which means they're there with a neurological disorder, or they had a stroke or something. So this little dollar device, I'm gonna check their pupils and see if they're responding to light. Isn't that something, this little piece of crap? As long as it's working, you go like this, you go like this. And I was thinking to myself, there's all kinds of illnesses that can occur. You could, let's say you fall down, you hit your head. You get up, oh, I feel okay, nothing's wrong. Then a couple of weeks later, you start acting weird. You know, your gait is off. You're acting goofy. If you have family members and they're paying attention, they'll take you to the emergency room. Then next thing you know, they go, oh, you have a subdural hematoma. Oh, is that as bad as a subarachnoid? Quick, let me get my dollar thing out and check your pupils. So this is another thing I just took. I'm going to use this as a flask. This is great. I can just take the syringe, fill it up with liquid, right? And I'll just draw it out. I don't know if I have enough time to say anything. I'm going to quickly go to this. Now look at this. It's a packet of ketchup. Now, when I used to date back before, they used to have the emergency phone call. Make believe you get an emergency phone call so you could beat it out of the date. Now I say, well, I can use this when I'm going to the person's house. I'm having dinner with them and I don't like them, but I'm feeling comfortable about the emergency phone call. So I take this into the bathroom. I open it up. I squirt it into the toilet. Oh my God, I'm hemorrhaging. Quick, call me a cab. I have to get out of here. You know, it's not just for food, man. You can use it to get the hell out of that house. All right. Thank you for your time.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Georgia Mets. And they're, yeah, that's just in time for Halloween. Yeah,
really. Let me go out here and go, punch in the face. All right.
That's great. Wow, you got so many. Yeah. Well, you got so many knickknacks. You should open up your own gift store, actually.
Yeah, I could. You know what? They're going to arrest me. Look at all the crap Georgia has. It's a mistake.
Great. Georgia Mets. And all right, our next, Elaine, are you there? Are you ready, or later on, or?
Yes, I thought Ziggy was next. Yes.
Oh, okay, Elaine. Yeah, all right. You're the person who started this all. The show, the three themes: doctors, teachers, and rock and roll. Where we get doctors, teachers, and if you don't, there are none of those, you can do some rock and roll. Let's get for Elaine with everybody. Big Elaine.
Thank you, Danny. I have something to talk about. I went to a seminar. It was called Making a Difference in the World. And it cost $5,000. And people there are incredible. They make a difference in the world. So I went in a breakout room and this guy says, I wrote this book. And he holds up the book. He said, I'll be speaking to the UN about the book and about making a difference in the world in the area of climate change. And I'm falling asleep, but he's talking. And then when he's done, he says, okay, your turn, Maisie. And I'm thinking, she knows it's her turn. Why does he have to dominate the stupid breakout room? But I'm trying to be nice because after all, we're making a difference in the world, ladies and gentlemen. So Maisie says, my people are trying to leave our nation, and 30,000 of us are walking like nomads through to India, and India doesn't want us. I escaped. And I just, I'll shut my phone.
Hello.
And I told I looked up at the Lord and said, I will free our people if you save me and I make it alive. So I have an 800 number. My aunts and uncles are part of this. They're intense, that are made out of parchment paper. It's so terrible, but I have an 800 number. I have a website, and I'm going to free everybody if I only can. So it was sad and all. And then she says, okay, Elaine, your turn. And I'm like, hey, bitch, I know it's my turn. You don't have to tell me my name. I see it. It's there. I paid my $5,000. So I began. And I said, I'm making a difference in my world. I watched Joan Rivers and I timed her, and she had laugh, 6 laughs per minute in her 1 hour set of comedy. I had a very good set. I was proud of it. And I explained to them what I meant. I had people laughing 5 times per minute for 9 minutes. And my goal to make a difference in the world for me, for my $5,000 is to have 6 laughs per minute like Joan Rivers. And that fart joke I'm working on, people at Jokesum are helping me. I hope to make it. Maybe I'll say past gas. Maybe I'll get that 6 laughs per minute. So Maisie goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. Why don't you recontextualize what you're saying and say you're making a difference in the world of everyone laughing because the world has such pain and suffering. Isn't that why you're here? I said, you listen to me, both of you. I'm here for me. I paid my $5,000. You could go free your people. But listen to this. I'm not that bad because when I have 6 laughs per minute for 1 hour like Joan Rivers, I'll have an $80 million penthouse in Manhattan over Central Park West, and I'll be helping you with your climate change, and I'll free all the people in Myanmar. So there you go. And then I end up not being such a bitch in the end of the routine.
Oh, no.
That's it.
Oh, that's it?
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, hey, let's give.
I think she shot her wad is what she did.
Are you
Thank
venting?
you, Helene Witt. She's also on Good Timing on Peacock TV, one of the stars of Good Timing, and hosted by Joe Firestone. Catch her there. And I was going to say something more about, yeah, so yeah, you're all over.
Yeah, I'm going to be emceeing a fundraiser in the Triad Theater in New York City on next Thursday, which is really an honor, and I'm excited about that.
Wow, yeah, congratulations. And yeah, are you still in Nashville? Are you still all over?
No, I'm home, but I'm wearing a Nashville t-shirt I got last time because it was at the dollar store.
Way to shop. Way to shop.
Yeah, so cool. Thanks, Elaine. And your next performer also was on the Peacock TV Good Timing show, and you can catch it. It's still there on Good Timing. Another one of the stars of Good Timing. Funny guy. It's Ziggy Scissor, everybody. Let's give it for Ziggy.
Thanks, Danny. I don't know if this will come as a surprise to anybody, but I don't have any game. I'm not talking about basketball, Pokemon. I'm talking about with women. And if I had game, I don't even remember what to do with it. Now, imagine me in my 20s with platform shoes, bell bottoms, an Art Garfunkel afro, and even less game. Back then, I took a class. Well, I did have one game, solitaire. Back then, I took a class on assertiveness training, and there was a really cute girl in the class, and I was smitten. I had to meet her. She had like red hair, which was lost on me because I'm colorblind. It could have been green for all I knew. And like when I was younger, when most kids had 64 crayons, I was fine with 2. And you're all lucky that I don't drive anymore. I couldn't tell if I was coming or going. Anyway, getting back to this adult education. So every class, I moved my seat to be closer to her. And finally, the last class, I sat right behind her. But I still couldn't get up the courage to say anything. I had no game. But I think if there would have been one more class, I probably wouldn't have been sitting in her lap, so I probably would have had to talk to her. But anyway, the class ended and we're all leaving. And I followed her out of the classroom. And the whole time I'm trying to build up enough courage to say something. And I had to move soon because I saw she was going to the train station. So I tapped her on the shoulder. She turned around. I was dumbstruck. And the only thing that came out of my mouth was the word goodbye. I never said hello, never said who I was, never got her name. This relationship was over before it started. I have no game. I was so embarrassed that I just kept walking past her. I didn't turn around to see her like laughing at me or scratching her head. I just wanted to go home and die and never come out of my room, But anyway, the next semester came and I signed up for this is my bird Charlie. He doesn't like. He wants to do his set. I signed up for advanced assertiveness training, and I was hoping I would see her in the lobby and also hoping I would not see her, but I did see her. She was there. And when she saw me and didn't run away, I knew I could approach her. So I went up to her and I said, I'm the guy who said goodbye. Hello. So we spoke for a while, and she gave me her name, and she wouldn't give me her phone number. So I said, how come? She said, you intrigued me, but you also terrified me. So my wife doesn't like this story. It's not that she's jealous. The story is about how I met her. She's mad because I don't remember what year this happened. Like she knows exactly when it happened. She knows exactly what she was wearing. She knows that I was, I didn't match in my clothes, and I can't remember what happened. She says, "What kind of a husband are you?" But we've been married like 40 years. We have 2 great kids. So I must have had game at some point. and now we play solitaire together. And even though I can't grow a Jufro anymore, neither can Art Garfunkel. And at least it's not game over anymore. Thank you, everybody.
Nice.
Ziggy says, "Sorry, everybody." It says, and yeah, sorry, Lazy's taken. Yep. So, all right. And again, you can catch Ziggy and Helene and other people from performers from The Good Timing on Peacock TV. It's great. It's a really great show. You should see it. All right. Your next funny person from New Jersey. Let's give it up for Janet Regensburg.
Thank you. Thanks, Danny. You guys can
Let's see if
hear
I
me?
find you. Let's see. Let me see if I find. Oh, there you are. It's okay. And there you go, Janet. Okay.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for having me, Danny. I'm changing up my whole intro because everybody's making me laugh here. First, I'm inspired. First, we're very happy to see Helene was dressed today. Love Helene. All right. And Georgia inspired me because I had my mammogram today and I got a free gift. Now I know Ziggy can't see what color it is. It's pink, Ziggy. Because it's the mammogram month. And I wouldn't have done this if hadn't Georgia been showing all those funny gifts. And when they first gave it to me, the woman who was doing my mammogram says, "Oh, by the way, we have a free gift for you." Right? I taught for 32 years, so I thought, "Oh, that's a highlighter. I love highlighters," right? She says to me, "No, it's a what is it? It's a sanitizer. You squirt it." Well, I was a little disappointed because at my age, I was hoping it was a lubricant. I know if you got dirty early on, so I figured, why not? Let me get dirty. Okay. Anyway, you all look great. You're very funny. I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. But I've been dealing with some hip pain, so I got it checked out. So that also, Patty inspired me with her hip story as well. So I got it checked out, and the doctor asked me, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your pain threshold? I said, well, I'm married. My niece is getting married, and the theme for her wedding is "Let Love Win." I thought, that's optimistic. Hope she's got a backup plan. Mine is sarcasm. My husband and I just had our 20th wedding anniversary. Thank you. I see you're all excited about that. I was thinking romantic candlelight dinner. He was thinking Hatchet World. You know what that is? It's a place where you drink and throw axes. So I thought about Let Love Win. What came out was, sure, honey, I'll go on one condition. I throw them, you catch them. Now, my husband's Italian and he complains a lot. His latest complaint is, I'm not paying enough attention to him. And he says to me, if I were a cell phone, you'd be all over me.
Oh, my God.
I said, honey, that's not true. If you were a cell phone, you'd be on mute. But I love my husband. He's very smart. He reads a lot. Then he wants to be intimate with me and share what he's learned. So the other night in bed, he turns to me and says, Jan, did you know that Icelanders are the largest consumers of bananas? I said, really? Get out. He goes, yeah, they grow them in hothouses. I said, really? Get out of bed. So I recently took up pickleball. Does everyone know what pickleball is? It's the biggest, newest fad. And the only way to describe it, if you're not sure about pickleball, you haven't caught on to the new fad, it's like, imagine that tennis and ping pong had a weird baby. So my neighbor introduces me to the game, and I used to play tennis. So we go and you get paired up with a bunch of people, right? So we got paired up with these men who were close to 80. Okay. The one guy was bent over, barrel shaped, and it was 100 degrees out. He had more clothes on than the Pope. His partner had ankle pads, knee pads, elbow pads, and a helmet. I turned to my neighbor and I said, who are we playing here, RoboCop? Anyway, they kicked our asses. I crawled off the court. I didn't walk for 3 weeks. So let's hear it for those close to 80. Oh, wow. I'm up to 1 minute. 1 minute. That went fast, Danny. I'm going to tell you. All right. So I taught high school for 32 years. Let's give it up for the teachers, the doctors, the rock and rollers, everybody. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And a lot of people ask me, what was the advice you gave your students? What was the best advice you gave your students? And I said, well, at the beginning of each school year, I would tell them, listen up, this is very important. If your parents don't come to back to school night, you get extra credit. I didn't want to meet their parents. Let's face it, there's no easy way to tell them, you fucked this one up. All right, guys, that was great. I had a good time. You're all very funny. Thank you, Danny. Always a pleasure. Yeah. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, thank you, Jan. Thanks for being on. Yeah, Janet Regensburg, you won't find her at PTA meetings, so it's that's where you won't find her. She's everywhere else. Okay, alright then. Your next funny guy. Hey, it's wild and crazy. Let's give it up for Jamie the Genie. Jamie the Genie.
Hello. Hello. Hey, give it up for all the comedians you've heard so far. Clap it up. Help me out. I don't have any hands. I can't clap. Just a head. Just a head. So remember, ladies, if you want to go out with me, head's all I can do. Ha. I'm a great lover. So everybody, are you ready for Halloween? Everybody ready for Halloween? Yeah. Yeah, all the ladies got their costumes. What are you, sexy nurse, sexy teacher? Got to be something sexy, right? That's always ladies' costume. Something sexy. Sexy mother-in-law? No, they don't do that. Sexy stepmom? No. Yeah, stepmoms, they've been ruined by Disney. You're supposed to hate your stepmom. However, Pornhub, totally different when it comes to stepmoms, aren't they? Totally different. Anybody see this Halloween End movie? This new Michael Myers Halloween End? Yeah, that movie should have ended right after the title. Terrible movie. Sucks. What's the deal with Michael Myers? What does he do the rest of the year? How does nobody notice this guy walking around with a huge kitchen knife? Nobody sees this guy the rest of the year. People can't tell who the guy was that stole their hubcaps in broad daylight, but Michael Myers at midnight in a dark, moonless night. Oh, they know exactly what he looks like. That's crazy. Okay. I've been spending a lot of time trying to work with an assistant. I was supposed to have an assistant with me tonight who's going to help me out. This skeleton guy, but he chickened out. Those guys are gutless. I mean, it's just terrible. He was supposed to do all the clapping for me, but he's not here. So I am actually located in Washington, D.C. That's where I am, granting some wishes, and taking away others. I actually live next door to this conservative white guy who was down at the Capitol on January 6th. I mean, he didn't actually attack the Capitol, but he went to the Trump rally beforehand. And I just had to tell him, I said, those Trump rallies, they're racist. And he said, no, they're not. He goes, I was at the Trump rally and there were a lot of black people at that rally. I guess I kind of understood what he meant, because I know if I went to a Trump rally and there was one black person, I'd be like, man, there are a lot of black people at this Trump rally. Yeah. Believe it or not, I am married. Yeah, I've been married for 30 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Give it up to my wife. Does anybody know what the gift for 30 years anniversary is? It's Pearl. Pearl is the gift. I found that out because I did my due diligence. I went to all the wedding websites and looked up what the gift was. But my bank website said that back rub was the perfect gift for 30 years. So my wife got a back rub and I got a nice little card from Wells Fargo saying I was overdrawn. Yeah, that's the way that goes. But I've been spending a lot of time watching old TV, being that I'm thousands of years old. I've really gotten back into Westerns. Anybody else Westerns? Remember them? Anybody remember Bonanza?
Yeah.
Yeah. Odd little show, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
how do I describe it? I'll tell you what, when I was a young genie, my friends and I used to make lyrics to TV themes that didn't have lyrics. And the ones I made up for Bonanza were these. Why are there no women on Bonanza? Why are there no women on Bonanza? Little Joe, here comes Little Joe. Why are there no women on Bonanza? Because they all die. Yeah. Yeah. This Western, the patriarch has put 3 wives in the grave. And, every time a beautiful woman comes on who could be a love interest for somebody, by the end of the show, she's dead. Yeah, how does that happen? They need a crossover with Murder, She Wrote. Find out who's killing all these women. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I spent a lot of time during the pandemic working on me, trying to be a better genie, because I found out that I had terrible road rage. Yeah, it was interesting. The way I found out is a bird pooped on my windshield, and I followed him back to his nest and peed in it. No, not a good look. Not a good look. Yeah, you get enraged and you can scamper up a tree like a squirrel, but when you're out on that branch, you hear the creaking. Uh-oh. Yeah. Luckily, the lady who was watching me out of a second-story window called a couple cops to help me down out of that tree. Yeah. Interesting enough, I went up as a genie, but I came down as a sex offender. That's what the judge called me, a sex offender. Jeez. But I'm almost out of time, so I'll tell you one thing. I love doing these Zoom comedies. I did a lot of them during the pandemic, and it was amazing because I got to do comedy out of lots of places all over the world. I did shows out of Japan, Kuala Lumpur. I even did a show out of Russia before all this stuff was going on. And the thing that was most amazing is that everybody spoke English. Yeah, it made me think that maybe colonialism gets a bad rap. I understand. They killed a lot of people, enslaved even more, stole a lot of land, but without it, people all over the world wouldn't understand my dick jokes, So, yes, I'm trying to be an optimist, I guess you can call me a slave ship half full kind of guy. That's what I am. Too soon? Okay. Well, I think that's my time. I thank you guys for listening.
Hey,
If you want, look out for me in a purple box on the side of the street. Open it up. I'll give you a wish. Okay. Thanks, Danny.
Yeah, woo. Thank you, Yummy the Genie. Yeah, for Yummy Genie. I'm glad they let you out today so you can do the show. Yeah, you can find the purple box pretty much anywhere. Okay. Oh, here we are. All right. Yes, according to, okay. Your next funny guy, he actually came all the way from 1 million BC. Let's give it up for Oog, son of Og.
Oh yeah. Hey, arr, 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 hey, hey, arr. Oh, yeah, oh yeah. Me, 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 me. Me, oh, hold on, me, me go ping pong. Me said it. Oh, holiday. Never nom 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 nom. Damn, me to go. Me go. Tuk 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 tuk. Me go. Oh, holiday. Then make a put it. Yum 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 yum. What did I do? Yeah. Let's do it. Look at that. Oh, 홀란들이 우리 할란들이 홀란다리리리 그래 할란데 홀란데 Oh, Ale gidi olondo. Ho. Ale gidi dolo. Ah. Me. Ale dolo de ganolo. Oh. Okay. Halundele kala. Wambadayi, Linindulaka, Dulide Duleke, Honey Dilly Dula, Hollanduda Doda Door, Hollandule Golanduda, nevermore. Oh, Ole Ho Hanade, Sonokala Manana, Howana Ganade, Henny Kala Holamona, Hola Duda Duda Door, Hola Mana Gula Dula, Hola Neno. Nevermore.
Woo. He's cool. Yeah, hey, Giffer, Oog, son of Og, everybody. Woo. Yes. Woo. Yeah, he invented the wheel and basketball. Yeah. And some other bad vices also, or things like that. So, woo. All right. Oh, where is it? Let's see. I'm trying to look here. Sorry, I'm scanning here. Oh, there he is. Okay. All right then. Hey, you're next funny guy. Come on, let's give it up for David Scott. Yay!
Yay!
Well, thanks for having me, Danny. Appreciate the opportunity to be on your show. When I started out in comedy, they told me one thing: never follow Oog. There's no hope. Anyway, my name is David. I did not name my son David. I wished I'd named him Harley so he could introduce himself as Harley, David's son. The other day he said to me, Dad, I'm proud of you because I understand you've started to listen to rap music. I said, no. What I said was, last time I fell, I heard my hip hop. My grandson said, he's kind of a smart ass. He says to me, Poppy, he says, do you have any long range plans? So I said, yes. I want my life and my 401k to run out at the same time. I want my last check to bounce. And then I had to explain to him that a check was a piece of paper from a bank. And then I had to explain to him it would work like a really slow debit card. Anyway, a little more about me. This morning I found a spider in my sock drawer. Yeah, very upsetting because it belongs in the spider drawer. Found a spider in my kitchen, but instead of killing it, I started telling it about my fantasy football team, and it left quietly on its own. Every morning, two cute little ducks come visit me on my patio, and I've started giving them bread. My friend Don said, don't do that. If they eat too much bread, they'll get sick and die. I said, I know. I hate ducks. I like Facebook. The other day, a friend posted, what makes you smile? I posted, facial muscles. Another friend posted she bought a weighted blanket. I posted that at my age, every blanket is a weighted blanket. See what I did there? I recovered. Another friend posted she was making cinnamon buns. I said, you mean synonym buns? Posted, no, synonym buns. They're different than cinnamon buns, but they taste exactly the same. Another friend, she was looking for a plumber to replace her water heater. I posted it might be better to replace the water heater with another water heater. Yeah, he's supposed to get old and wise. Nope, not me. The older I get, the more questions I have. For example, apartments aren't apart, they're together. Shouldn't they be called togetherments? If vampires can't see their reflections, how do they get their hair so perfect? Is the world's smallest prophylactic called a condominum? Instead of going to Starbucks, here's what I do. I write my name on a cup, pour myself some coffee, yell my name out, and then set a $5 bill on fire. It saves the trip. In nursing homes, is the code word for toilet mustard, specifically gray poupon? If you ask for change for $1 at the dollar store, do they just give you a different dollar? I was at the dollar store the other day. I gave her a $50 bill, and the clerk said, pulled out a counterfeit pen. And I said, how do you know the pen isn't counterfeit? She said, what? I said, what you need is a pen to determine whether or not the counterfeit pen is counterfeit. She said, what are you talking about? I said, you need a counterfeit pen. She didn't say anything, so I kept going. And then you need a pen to determine whether or not the counterfeit pen were counterfeit. She still didn't say anything, so I said you would need a counterfeit pen. Finally, she looked up and said, here's your change, Sparky. Now get out. Which upset me because my name is not Sparky. Another question. Is it appropriate to RSVP to a wedding invitation by saying, I can't make it, sorry, maybe next time? Is it appropriate to take a couch that's sitting by the curb if it's in front of a furniture store? What exactly is a cold-blooded killer? Someone who murders reptiles? And one more. If I open a small piano store, should I have a baby grand opening? Thank you. Thank you for laughing. Thank you very much, Danny.
Yeah, thank you, David Scott. David Scott, everybody. Yeah, he's got the answers to everything. Yeah, you got questions, he's got answers. Ooh, thank you, David. Yeah. All right, then, your next funny person, she performs all over the country, and we're happy to have her here again tonight on Doctors, Teachers, and Rock and Roll. Let's give it up for Ellen Wesley. Ellen Wesley.
Well, hi, everybody. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Danny. This set is brought to you by, I forgot to take my ADD medicine. Good luck. Good luck. What happens for you is that if I don't take my ADD medicine, you probably need nausea medicine. So strap in. So I'm doing a thing, like I'm violating something. I'm doing one of those unwritten things. I'm performing stand-up comedy sitting down in a dress. Holy crap. So I'm excited to see you all. I had the wonderful day. I worked all night last night, and today I decided I had like the dream day for a leftist or a supposed leftist. I got off work, had a manicure, a psychic reading, and now I'm performing comedy. And all of that is true. One needs to have a psychic reading. You know why? Wait a minute, because I have to do my timer. Don't go away. I'm doing my timer. But you have to have a psychic reading because the world is a fucking mess. You know, excuse the bad language, but it is a mess. Do you know what people hate about me as a doctor? Are you ready to know what people hate about me? That I care about my patients. Are you fucking kidding me? I care about the patients. Why is that inconvenient for people? I'm sorry. It's inconvenient for me that you're a fucking idiot and you're being paid. Ugh. So, right? You know this, Dr. Lynette. What the fuck? I mean, really? You know, I mean, the good news is that I realized this week, okay, the people that have half a brain and have integrity love me. The problem is that's not everybody. And did I mention they're being paid? God. So one must be very happy now that I'm not a male or a weightlifter because I could get myself in a lot of trouble. As a female, I just remind myself to shut up, button my lip, and try not to get in trouble. But so I got a psychic reading. You got to get a psychic reading when your mind is not straight. Not only is my mind not straight, I am straight and I'm on the market, but not only is my mind not straight, it's fragmented and all that. God, I wish I took my medicine, but maybe not. Oh, but here's the good news, okay? The good news is I am a senior citizen. I'm probably older than almost all of you. I'll tell you, 67 years old. And I was up all night worked very hard, didn't get any sleep, you know, because I had to get a manicure, right? That's what a good liberal does. She gets a fucking manicure. That's right. So, I know what I was going to say. So I'm on the market. I am on the market. Just a little crazy, never been committed, and must always be careful, you know? You got it's true, all right? And I'm smart enough, I can move real fast, and I watch their eyes because I'm smarter than most of them. And if I see in their eyes that they're starting to think I'm nuts, I quickly change topic and look very normal for a moment. And normal is very boring. Normal is very, very boring. And I'm timing myself. So you guys are so wonderful. So I do try not to get in trouble. And this wonderful psychic said, I do try not to get in trouble, but my heart gets me in trouble. They do have an affectionate nickname for me. The ones that do like me at work, they call me Shit Magnet.
Oh, oh no.
Yeah, that means the sickest, most fucked up stuff happens when I'm there. Or the people with secondary gain, they just come right for me like those torpedoes, the sensing torpedo. But I want to give you the wisdom, other than the wisdom of why funerals are not sad. Funerals are not sad because they're a wonderful place to find young men. The other wisdom is the wisdom that I paid the psychic to get, and he's a wonderful psychic. And the wisdom is this: accept the invitations. Accept the invitations. Don't just work hard. Allow yourself to live your life. All of us wonderful people. Anyway, thank you, Danny. This was super fun. And this has been Comedy in a Dress. Thanks.
Yeah. Woo. Thank you, Ellen Wesley. Yes, and it's good to be goofy and nuts. It's a good thing, I think.
Depends on who has the pen,
Yes. And she's on the market. I guess I'm with that. Thank you, Ellen. All right. Well,
hey, Danny, is she on the market?
I think so. I think you should ask her that.
Okay.
So, but basically, yeah, I guess. Well, yeah, it was I saw it in the ad or something. No, just kidding. Anyway. All right, you're closing out the show here. A very funny woman performing all over, and we're happy to have her here again today on our show. Let's give it up for Denise Medina. Yay!
Thank you. I'm going to start my timer here too. Yes, my name is Medina, and my in-laws think I'm attractive, but in a weird kind of way. Instead of calling me a tall drink of water, they call me a tall drink of horchata. Because they're Mexican, so I'm a tall drink of horchata. They call me whore for short. Because I'm sweet and white and not good for their son. So I told my husband I'm pansexual, and he said, pansexual, what the heck is that, pansexual? I had to explain it to him. I said, pansexual means I will have sex with you for every pan you wash. So he's not home right now. He's out at Target buying more pans. So I'm going to be busy later on tonight. So my father, he's not really happy with me right now. We're fighting a lot. He got sick and I was the lucky one. He was lucky enough to have me take care of him. Yeah, he got stuck with me, basically, is what I'm saying. He said I was mean because I forced him to eat my cooking. I can't cook by order of the fire marshal.
Oh.
He said I was mean because I forced him to take drugs and not the fun kind. Yeah. We fought a lot. He called me Nurse Ratchet. Yeah. He said cancer wasn't his biggest problem. I was his biggest problem. Yeah. He called me stage 5. That was his little nickname for me. But we did have a tender moment. We shared a tender moment. We talked about the time he asked me what I wanted to put on Mom's tombstone. And I said, pepperoni, mushroom, onion, and green pepper. Because it's headstone, not tombstone. Tombstone is a pizza, and I love pizza. Pizza is so good. I love it so much. And I've heard people compare pizza to sex, but I disagree. Because I have never been disappointed by a pizza. Not even when they put the pineapple on it. You know? Gosh, being on Zoom, doing Zoom shows is like having sex. Like I'm nervous that somebody's going to walk in on me at any moment and like my kids or my husband. And like, what are they going to see? What are they going to hear? Oh, I don't know. You got to be careful. It's a little nerve wracking. But so I've been watching a lot of streaming services. I've been watching a lot of Netflix, and there's a new show on Netflix. It stars Louis C.K. and Teresa Caputo. It's called The Medium and the Masturbator. They're the perfect duo because Teresa thinks she hears dead people and Louis thinks he hears consent. Oh, come on. I love Louis, just not as much as Louis loves Louis. That's okay. I've also been watching NASCAR, but I got a problem with NASCAR. It's not relatable enough. I mean, it's relatable in the sense that it's like, a lot of fast left turns. I could see that at the high school parking lot, with the student ed drivers. They need to make it a little more relatable. I think what they need to do is they need to put potholes all over the track, Yeah. But not just any kind of pothole. They got to make it a Chicago style pothole. Like you got to keep your eye on car 24 because, whoa, where'd it go? Fell in a sinkhole. Because Chicago isn't just known for its deep dish pizza. We're known for our deep dish potholes, you guys. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm glad live shows are opening up, but you got to be careful out there. I'm telling you, you got to be careful because people are still out there acting like garbage. I heard that a woman gave a hand job at a comedy club. Oh, yeah. And the mom in me was appalled because you shouldn't be giving out handies unless you have enough for everyone. Yeah. I like doing Zoom shows. But I feel like I have to talk about the pandemic because it's the elephant in the Zoom. I don't think we ever needed vaccine mandates. I don't ever think we didn't need them. I think we just needed better delivery systems, like put it in a Twinkie or on a pizza topping or in a ho-ho or in a hoe, Yeah, they should have put the vaccine in lotion, lube, and Kleenex. And watch, we'd be vaccinating ourselves and each other 10, 20, 40 times a day, And even the 1 minute man would be a hero because he's doing it for science. Finally, I think they should have put the vaccine. I think I've heard they like to put stuff up their butts. I think they should have put the vaccine in an enema or a suppository or in a gerbil. That's all I'm saying. Make it delicious and fun, right? Just make it delicious and fun. Thank you so much. I'm Denise Medina. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. Denise Medina. Yeah. And yeah, she's very happy when you wash the pants. Like that. So, all right. That's our show. Thanks so much, comedians. Have a big hand for all of you for performing tonight. A great, funny show. Thank you so much for being performing on Doctors, Teachers, and Rock and Roll. All the crazy crew. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. And I'm Danny, that's your host. And yeah, let's see. Let's give it up again to, let me name all the performers for you, for Patty and Janice and Michael and Lynette, Georgia, Elaine, Ziggy, Janet, Jamie, Ellen, Oog, Cinnabog, David Scott, and Denise Medina. So thank you. And we're here every once a month. I guess I would say every last Wednesday, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, 2:15 Burbank, I think it is. So anyway, but anyway, thanks you guys, and see you around. And happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.